Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Realty and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, October 11th, 2022. Thanks for watching. A quick look at your statistics for Montgomery County for the last 7 days for real estate. We had 134 new listings. Sorry, I have like so many different things that I'm looking at here today. I'm so excited about some of the information that I'm bringing to you. I got some stuff on my computer that I'm going to tell you about. I got some stuff on my iPad that I'm going to tell you about. I got stuff from my notes from last year that I'm going to tell you about. It's all very, very interesting about what's happening in the real estate market. So right now, what we're looking at is for the last 7 days in Montgomery County, we had 134 new listings. We had 124 under contract. We had 102 closed sales. We have 62 price changes. We have one that has expired and 29 on the private network. Now, if you look at those two numbers that we always are looking at to mark inventory, we had 134 new and 124 go under contract. So we had less go under contract than we did listed new. That would mean that we have an increase in inventory, smidge, 10 extra houses that did not go under contract. But what's interesting is when I look at the numbers from last year, 2021, we had 211 new listings. We had 195 go under contract. So once again, we had a gap of about 15 houses that we made progress in inventory this week last year. So what I think we're seeing is a lot of seasonal adjustments in our inventory. So we still really have a seller's market. We've been talking about that. So let me continue through some of these statistics, and then we'll talk about it a little more. We had in this week last year, we had 138 closed, and we had 4 expired and 48 on the private network. So we had more. So all of the numbers are higher. We've talked about this. This 2021 was the best year we had ever had. So I heard an analogy this morning that was talking about how, when you're driving on the highway and you're going 95 and everybody's going 95 and then you slow down to 85, you feel like you're going 45, right? You're getting passed by people. They're just flying past you. You feel like you're going so much slower because you're still going really fast. And that's kind of what's happening in our market right now. 2021 was so crazy and so insane, and houses were selling in 5 seconds that when a house is on the market for like 25 days, you're like, the house hasn't sold. Something must be wrong with it. No, we're normalizing. Now, what's ironic, this is so funny, what I wrote in my notes from this time last year. Okay, so notice last year I was still doing paper. This year I've tried to move more electronic to be an iPad, so I'm not carrying this giant thing around. But last year my notes said, I said the market was normalizing. Was it normalizing this time last year? Yeah, it was, because it was the fall. But what we didn't know was coming was the spring market of 2022, which was insane. So I think we should be cautious about thinking that the market is doing anything abnormal right now. It's not. It's October. It's normal that we are going to slow down a smidge in October. We're not going to have as many houses going on the market or going under contract as we do in April, May, June. It's just not the same market. That we have spring market, we have fall market. We're still doing really well. The housing market is still doing really, really well. We'll talk about prices in a moment because that's what everybody really cares about. So last year I said that the average sales price in Crystal Lake in March of 2008 was $381,000. In Algonquin, it was $313,000. In Lake in the Hills, it was $362,000. This is all March of 2008. In September of 2021, in Crystal Lake, it was $353,000. That was up 52% from the year previous. So we are still making headway in the prices as opposed to in the spring of 2008. And we had that huge crash after 2008 where prices fell dramatically. But we also had lots of inventory. We had month supply in March of 2008. We had 12 month supply in Crystal Lake. We had 11 month supply in Algonquin. We had 10 month supply in Lake in the Hills. That's all a buyer's market. We had those really high prices. Right now, we have 1 month's inventory. So we are still in a seller's market for sure, okay? So 1 month's inventory, anything under 4 months inventory is a seller's market. Anything over 6 months inventory is a buyer's market. In 2008, we had a buyer's market. We had sky high prices. Those prices came tumbling down. We now have high prices again. We have prices that are 20% higher from March of 2020 on average. So are they up from last year? Yes, on average. I'm gonna have you look at some statistics. If you look at the MLS, and these are all, if you look at the graph, these are all information come from MLS, the MRAD, which is the Midwest Region's data source. Okay, so that's where we list all the homes on the multiple listing source, MLS. they are all going to have, that's going to have all the data of the closed sales, the listings, and all of those things. They pull all that data, and what we're seeing is that if you look at this graph, we're in the peak of May, last week of May, first week of June. The average sold price for 2022 was $413,000. That is a huge discrepancy from 2021. May, the first week of June in 2021 was $385,000. That was a huge discrepancy. We were up like 20% just 1 year. Then if you look now, currently, the average sales price is $341,000, $340,995, round up to $341,000. Last year, it was $330,000. So it's up about $10,000 on average. That's about 3%. That is a normal growth. So average growth that we would expect for the real estate market is 3% a year. Last year, so in 2021, we saw huge growth from 2019, and each year it's been building. So we're up from 2020. The average sales price is still up 20%. We're down because if you listen to the news, all the news is saying is that prices are coming down. Yes, they are from the spring market. Some of this is normalizing from our seasonality of our business. But what we know is that most people are still up 20% from March of 2020. So home values are still high, which is great. So what this means is this is a good time to be a seller because you're still going to get more money than you would have gotten last year. And it's a much better time to be a buyer because it's not as competitive of a market. It's still a seller's market, but the buyer's market, we're not having to deal with appraisal gap waivers. We're not seeing as many multiple offer situations. It's a much more normalized market as a buyer. It's still a good market as a seller. So this is a great time to list your home or buy your home where you're gonna have, as a buyer, you might have a little bit of negotiating power. In April and May, you had zero negotiating power. It was like, give your highest offer, appraisal gap waiver, you're gonna throw in your firstborn child, you're gonna let the seller live there for a year with no rent. I mean, it was craziness. And we're not seeing that now. So it's a much better buyer's market, much less competitive. It's much more normal for the buyer's market. It's still a good seller's market because we still only have 1 month's inventory, which means we still have a seller's market. So you're still gonna get a good price. So we still have low inventory. So if you're looking for an overall update on the market, what is the real estate market doing in our area, low inventory, higher prices, really stable market, not as competitive, this is a great time to buy or sell. So I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate. Thanks for watching. I'm at 815-529-0777. If you wanna give me a call, shoot me a text, or you can message me here on social media. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye.